Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke, a CFA Charterholder, and today we're going to discuss the differences between inside directors and independent directors. They both sit on the board of directors for a corporation. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so let's just define the board of directors quickly so we're all clear on what that is. So the board are appointed by the shareholders to advance the interests of the shareholders, and the board is responsible for hiring the C-suite executives, so the CEO, the CFO, and for overseeing the overall performance of the company. So basically the shareholders hire the board and the board report to the shareholders. They act in the best interest of the shareholders. And then the board will appoint the executive management team, CEO, etc., who report to the board of directors but are also agents that act on behalf of the shareholders. So the boards are often split in two. They include inside directors and independent directors. So the inside directors are also often known as executive directors, and independent directors are often commonly known as non-executive directors. So there's different vernacular that the curriculum uses to define both inside and independent directors. So inside directors are directors that sit on the board and are directly involved in the day-to-day management of the business. And the inside directors include the founders, CEO, CFO, Chief Operating Officer, and the executive management team. So yeah, the inside directors are very much hands-on. They're involved in the day-to-day operations. They decide on and execute the corporate strategy of the business. So they're very much involved in the day-to-day. They spend most of their working lives working with that company and pursuing the objectives that will lead to an increase in shareholder value and shareholder wealth, which is the primary objective of any business. So that's the inside directors. Whereas the independent directors, in contrast, are directors who are not involved in the day-to-day management of the company and whose job it is to bring a fresh outside-in perspective and to scrutinize and evaluate the performance of the inside directors and their actions. So the independent directors are appointed to scrutinize the work of the inside directors, make sure they are acting in the best interest of shareholders, and evaluate their work, basically. Make sure they are doing everything in the best interest of the owners of the business and the providers of capital and the broader stakeholder group. So yeah, the independent directors scrutinise the work of the executive directors. And a few final points. The independent directors represent the interest of minority shareholders. So yeah, the independent directors represent the small shareholders in the company, the shareholders that own negligible amounts or small amounts. One final point, many stock exchanges require a certain number of directors to be independent. So for example, the London Stock Exchange requires at least 50% of the board to be made up of independent directors. So yeah, a lot of stock exchanges want a good balance on the board to make sure there's enough individuals who are representing the minority shareholders but also are evaluating and scrutinising the work of the executive directors to make sure they are acting in the best interest of the owners. So that's everything I had. Hopefully that was helpful. That's inside and independent directors. Any questions, feel free to fire them off in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.